Welcome to transformations. So I bet you're probably wondering what's a transformation. And some of you might even be thinking of the popular movie Transformers. So I want you to continue thinking about Transformers if that popped in your brain when you first saw this. And I want you to think about what the Transformers do. They change their form. They go from being these robots to cars to robots, etc. So that's kind of a big concept of this unit. If the Transformers reference isn't working for you, you can also think of the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly. So it starts off as one thing, and then a change occurs, and the result is something different. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about in this unit. How can we take geometric figures and change them so the result ultimately looks different? Here is the formal definition for the word transformation, and you can put this into your notebook if you think it will be helpful. But pretty much the big idea that we want to get is that each point on the pre-image has a unique post-image point. So what that means is you're going to start with an image beforehand. So pre means before, post meaning after, right? So if I were to draw a picture, let's say a triangle, I'm going to change this around somehow. I'm going to start with 3 points. I should be ending with 3 points, okay? And then vice versa, every point on the post image has exactly one pre-image point. Transformation is kind of a long word, and as you know, mathematicians like to use shortcuts for everything, so we call that notation. If I were to refer to a post image, the way I would do that is by using a capital T, parentheses, and the letter for my post image, whether it be, let's say, triangle ABC, or whatever it is, would go inside the parentheses. So when you say this, you don't say T parentheses P parentheses. You simply just say T of P, meaning transformation of pre-image that results in a post-image. The big idea for all of this is that we're going to be learning about change. We're going to be learning how can we change a figure so that it's facing a different way, so that it has moved, so that it has rotated, okay? So there's 3 main transformations that we're going to look at. So the first one is a reflection. The second one is a translation. And the third one is rotation. Right? So reflection, hopefully we know a little bit about reflections already. Rotations, hopefully we know a little bit about rotations already. Right? That's kind of like a spin. Right? A translation may be a new word for you, and it sounds similar to transformations. But remember, this means an overall, this is the big idea for this whole unit, change. Translation is a specific type of change, and a translation is like a slide. It's just moving something. So if I have my phone up here and I slide it down to here, I have changed the location of this object by sliding it. If I, spin my phone this way, that would be a rotation. And if I reflect it, it's going to also result in a change. All 3 of these transformations that we're going to talk about in this unit are rigid transformations. And that means that the size is not affected. So if I begin changing a shape in this unit, we're not going to change this size. We're just only going to change the way that it's facing. So same size for pre-image and post-image. or if it's easier for you, you could write no size changes in this unit. Here are a few examples for you to test yourself and see if you really fully understood the three main types of transformations we're going to be discussing in this unit. Example A, you can see that the antenna over here is on the left, and then for figure 2 it results over on the right, so we can kind of picture that this must be a reflection. So if I were to draw in this dotted line here, this camera must be reflecting over to this side, so this would be a reflection. Example B, you can kind of start to see that this flag appears to be spinning in a clockwise manner. So I think it would be safe to say that example B would be a rotation. Rotate. Alright, example C. C, D, and E are all birds, but you can see that they are doing different things in each of these examples. So I want you to go ahead and pause the video, see if you can identify the type of transformation for each of them, click resume, see how you did. I think it's safe to say that we can identify the difference between these three main transformations: the reflection, rotation, and translation.